This England, which nauseates my soul, nauseates my spirit, my body. I might as well be blown over the cliffs here in the strong wind into the rough white sea as sit at this banquet of vomit. This life, this England.
Those are the words of D.H. Lawrence, one of the greatest and most popular novelists of the 20th century. They were written in the First World War when he was marooned in Cornwall, unable to leave this country, married to a wife whose cousin was a fighter ace in the German Air Force, thought of as a spy and tracked down as such, poor, despised by many in the London literary scene who'd once taken him on, refused by many publishers, angry and furious and fearful for the country that in a profound way he loved. He saw himself to some extent as the visionary, the man of instinct and profound philosophy for life, who would heal this country, who would bring it back to its real, deep, instinctual senses. 100 years ago, D.H. Lawrence was born here in Eastwood, in Nottinghamshire, in this street, in that house. A small museum now, complemented over the street by a small cafe called The White Peacock, D.H. Lawrence's first novel. To mark the centenary of Lawrence's birth, we've asked the novelist Anthony Burgess to do an essay on Lawrence as an outsider, as the man who was an exile in his own country and then roved the world trying to find a way to bring his own country back from these dark satanic mills and streets in which he himself had been brought up, back to some sense of life and urgency which oddly enough he found underground among the miners who'd worked under these hills, and most of all outside in the countryside which waved and beached up against this small town in Nottinghamshire where our story, as Lawrence's, begins. Ian McKellen reads D.H. Lawrence.
I was born in Eastwood, a mining village of some 3,000 souls, about 8 miles from Nottingham, and 1 mile from the small stream, the Erewash, which divides Nottinghamshire from Derbyshire. It is hilly country, looking northeast towards Mansfield and the Sherwood Forest district. To me, as a child and a young man, it was still the old England of the forest and agricultural past. There were no motor cars. The mines were, in a sense, an accident in the landscape. Robin Hood and his merry men were not very far away. Down the steep street, Scargill Street, the Wesleyan's Chapel was put up, and I was born in the little corner shop just above. Along the hilltop ran the Nottingham Road with the scrappy, ugly mid-Victorian shops. The little marketplace with a superb outlook ended the village on the Derbyshire side and was just here left bare with the sun in on one side.